Hello, Junior Learning House. So today we're doing another maths matrix. Let me show you which one it is. Maths matrix, and all the way at the bottom, we've done all the other ones. So if you still have a few of these to go and you haven't colored them in, go back and have a look at some of the videos. This one is the one that we're doing now, number 11. We're almost through. Okay, so number 11, I have two clocks. One clock shows an o'clock time, and the other clock shows a half-past time. Draw my clocks. Now, don't just put hands on the sheet there. No, we're not lazy. That's not what it's asking us to do. It's asking us to draw two different clocks. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So go to an open page in your book and write the date. Now, the date for me is the 2nd of August, but maybe you have a different date. So pause the video, write the date, ask your teacher, your parent, and you know what? Let's call this one today 2 clocks. So write down your heading and the date, pause the video, do that, and then come back. Okay, so I'm assuming you've done that. Welcome back. And get yourself, and ask your, maybe your parent, get yourself a mug, just like this. And we're going to use it to draw 2 clocks. Now you can have your mug like this. I think it's best because you can put 2 fingers on it and you can draw around the outside. Now think, if we did the clock in the middle, well then it wouldn't leave us a lot of room either side to do another clock. So do 1 clock on one side and another clock on the other side, okay? So let's start. So I'm gonna do it there. Now what I would do is I would use 2 fingers to hold down, or 3 fingers, or even your whole hand. Don't push too hard, just hold it in place and go from the handle of your mug. Go from there. Once you've gone all the way, you know, take your time. If the handle gets in the way, well, you can turn it a little bit and then you can finish your circle. Doesn't have to be perfect, but there you go. Take your time, do another one as well. So once you've done one, go for the next one. Again, doesn't need to be the best circle in the world. We're not in an art class. We're just having fun with time. There you go. And I'll finish that one off there. Cool. Again, doesn't have to be the best in the world. So pause the video until once you've got done. So again, pause the video so you've got 2 circles. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to write in 4 numbers first. That's it. And they're going to be on the inside. So we're going to put a 12 at the very top. Straight down, we're going to do a 6. Now straight in the middle of here, we're going to do a 3. And in the middle on the other side, a 9. So if you could do that for me. So you've got a 12, at the bottom you've got a 6, you've got a 3 on that side, and a 9 on that side. Do that, 12, with both clocks. So pause the video. Once you've done that, we will continue. Okay, so you've done that. Great job. Now what you need to do is try and maybe make a little mark so that there's 2 marks between the 2 numbers. 2 marks between those 2 numbers. 2 marks between those 2 numbers, and 2 marks between those 2 numbers. And do you notice how there's a bit of a gap between, a little bit of a gap, a little bit of a gap, a little bit of a gap. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, you just do the best that you can. A little bit of a gap between. And pause the video, do that. We'll do the next part together. Next, we're just going to count, and we're going to start with 1. I'm going to write a 1. On the next line, 2. We've already done 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 already. 7, 8. We've already got 9. 10, 11, and then it finishes back on 12. Do that for both clocks. Okay, so double check and pause the video. Make sure you've got all the numbers on your 2 clocks and count. Start with 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can you do that with both of your clocks? If you can, do the next part. Do a dot in the middle. Now, what I would be suggesting here is that you can use a ruler or something like straight, or if you don't have a ruler, you can use like, ask your mum or dad or your carer for a chopping board, or you can use anything. This is a packet of pencils, but I can still use it as a ruler to do a little bit of an edge. Now, what the homework is asking us to do is to write 2 different times. One of them on one clock needs to be an o'clock time, meaning it has to be by the hour. The other one has to be 30 minutes past or half past. Let's go back and look at the sheets. Always good to just double check that we're on the right track. So here's the sheets here. And it says, oh, there it is. And it says, make sure, so here's the sheet here. And it says, so here's the sheet here, and it says, make sure that one is on o'clock and one shows half past or 30 minutes past. So let's do that on our clocks. Now, if you're a little bit unsure and you're still learning time, that's okay, I'm going to help you right now. Now, on clocks, you'll have a big hand and you will have a little hand. So I'm just going to draw them here. You don't have to draw them here, but I'm just going to show you. So imagine, if you will, this is a long hand on a clock. It's got a little bit of an arrow pointing. And on the same clock, you've got a short hand, okay? A big hand and a little hand. The big hand shows the minutes. And the short hand shows the hour. You can write them down if that helps you. The big hand shows the minutes and the short hand shows the hour. So if we're showing, let's do the first one. If we're doing o'clock, maybe under the first clock, you can write o'clock and pick an hour, any hour at all. You could pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, any hour at all. I'm going to pick 7. So I'm going to write down a 7. So this first clock is going to say 7 o'clock. So let's do the hour hand first, the short hand. Well, the short hand is going to start in the middle. And remember, you can pick your own o'clock time. It doesn't have to be 7. But for my example, the short hand is going to be pointing straight at the 7 because it's 7 o'clock. And the minute hand, or the longer hand, or the bigger hand, points straight up at 12. There you go. 7 o'clock. You always look at the hour. All right, 7 o'clock. Perfect. Choose your own hour time. Draw your hands. Make sure your hour hand is pointing at a number and your minute hand is pointing straight up. Pause the video and do that. Then we'll do the next part. Then we'll do the next part together. So I'm assuming you've done that. Good job. Can't wait to see your work. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to write down half past. So the language is half, H-A-L-F, past, and we're going to say half past 8. Now what that means is it's still 8 o'clock, but it's halfway to 9 o'clock. So if it was 8 o'clock, well, the minute hand would point straight up and the hour hand would point at the 8 because it would be 8 o'clock. But that's not what we've written. We've written half past 8. So if it's half past, then it needs to, the hour hand or the short hand has to be pointing halfway between the 8 and the 9 because 30 minutes have passed or half an hour have passed. The minute hand, it doesn't point straight up because it's not o'clock, it points straight down. And that says that 30 minutes have passed or it's half past 8. So there you go. There's our 2 clocks. We've written 7 o'clock and half past 8. I know it's 7 o'clock because the minute hand is pointing straight up and the hour hand is pointing exactly on an hour. I know that this is 8:30 because the minute hand is pointing straight down and the hour hand is in the middle of two numbers, directly in the middle, meaning 30 minutes have passed. And that's it. So well done, Junior Learning House. Once you're done, you can color in the square. Ask your parents or carers if they have time to take a photo of your work, or if it's in the book, we can see it when you come back. But otherwise, thanks for a great lesson. See you again soon.